And I'm really pleased to welcome Tash Willcocks.
Thank you. Good morning. How is everybody? I'm an hour behind you, so I was up at 5:30 this morning in my time, and I'm not a morning person, so if I start going a bit, that's fine, so just go with it. It's really amazing to be here. Don't put the timer on yet, because I'm going to do a little bit of a preamble. I would say thank you. I had the best food I've ever eaten last night, so I might have to move to Gothenburg. You may wonder who these wonderful people sat on the sofa are. This is part of Upfront Global. Their promise is making stages around the world more diverse and accessible. And the idea is they get up with me, they get the feel of being on stage, and hopefully, at one point, in the future, not now, stay there, they'll come and take the stage. I know two of them very well, and I know that they've got amazing things in their head, so hopefully you will be taking the mic soon. Happy to have you. Thank you. And so if you search Upfront Global on Twitter, and Red Jotter started this as a movement, so I'd love you to go and have a look at that. But first, I am going to embarrass myself terribly by trying to pronounce this. And I'm not joking. My worst fear is having to speak another language on stage, and I thought, hey, let's do that. So I even practiced this. So, morgen pika? Yeah. I know you're just trying to make me feel better, but amazing. It's really, really good to be here. And Krista gave me moments. I put the Z in there, trying to be hip and down with the kids. But also, I want to create a moment with you. So later on, I'll go into what I actually do with the drawings. But what I would like you to do is, not now, but at the end, tweet me 2 words that you love in Swedish. So if I was doing it and it was in English, I'd put ebony elbows. And I'd tweet it to me. So just tweet ebony elbows at Tash Willcocks. And what I'm going to do is 10 mundane days of Gothenburg. So I will be drawing them, similar to what you saw with the bird, and I'll just pick 10 of those, illustrate them, and pop them out, and I'll at them to you. So I'd love you to do that. Join in. I'll remind you at the end. Okay. It's going to be a little bit of interaction now. Everyone goes, no. What I'd like you to do, don't smile with your mouths. I want you to smile with your eyes. Will you look at the person next to you and really smile at them? Look them in the eyes, really smile. Go for it. I'll smile at you. Okay, has everybody done that? I saw a few cheeky smiles. Now you can smile. Just give it a really big smile. I don't care how fake it is. Really smile at me. Make me feel good. Thank you. I'm feeling good. The reason I wanted to do that is the positive Tetris effect. How many of you played Tetris? How many of you played Tetris so much that you saw the cubes doing that, not when you were playing it? Don't be ashamed. It's fine. I did it a lot. Can I give you that? Because I'll throw it at somebody. Yeah, positive Tetris effect. Basically, it's when you do something so much, your brain sort of takes it in that it starts having a physical effect on you. And the great thing about smiling is it has a physical effect on you. It actually makes you feel happy. It's a great thing. So even a fake one floods your body with that happy feeling. So what I'm trying to do is get you in a good mood. So you give me love. Nothing to do with my talk. Okay, I'm hoping that you probably all know this. Does everybody know the red thread? Can you put your hands up if you know the red thread? Great. Working in a Swedish school, a lot of people talk about this red thread, about tying a story together. And I got really excited, and I drew all of these slides with this red dot all the way through. And it's meant to be a red thread coming towards you, like that. The idea is the red thread goes all the way through the thing. And I was chatting to one of the students about this, and she was like, what the hell's a red thread? Never even heard of that. And I was like, oh no, I've drawn them all now. So very quickly, red thread is the narrative that goes through. It comes from Greek mythology. So Adrian gave Theseus a ball of red thread when he went into the labyrinth to slay the Minotaur so that he would stop eating the Athenians. So the red thread is to help you navigate through stories. So who the hell am I? You're like, you've talked a lot already and you don't even know who I am. So my name's Tash Willcocks. By day, I work at Hyper Island. And like Krista said, I'm the program leader. It's an amazing job. I'm the luckiest woman in the world. I get to meet loads and loads of students who blow my mind on a regular basis. By night, I'm mundane a day. Worst superhero name ever. And mundane a day was started 4.5, 5 years ago. I used to work in a university. Again, it was great. I met loads of students, was really inspired. But the problem was, they invented the internet. And the internet allowed me contact with them all the time. It opened up things like Facebook that basically just took my entire brain all the time. I stopped working. I stopped sort of like doing all the things that I used to do, and basically just sat there every night until about 1 or 2 in the morning on the computer, getting my likes, getting my happy neurons. So every time somebody liked it or answered or interacted with me, it was like, yay, I feel good. I didn't feel good. I never slept. I was stressed all the time. And basically all I was doing was looking at that screen. So several things happened. My boyfriend went, please get off the computer, gave me a pen and paper, and said, you used to really like drawing. Why don't you start drawing again? I was like, it's quite a good idea. My students were in their final, their final project, and they were about halfway through, and they just weren't doing anything. And I kept saying, do just one thing a day. One little thing a day. It'll mount up, and it'll become something great. And also, how many of you heard of Ira Glass, This American Life? He's amazing. Listen to it. He did a thing on taste and creatives. And basically, this is going to be magic if you go with me. Most people are here. We start. And we know what sort of taste and creativity is, but it's all the way over there. And the problem is you have one go at it, and you're like, oh, I'm not as good as what everybody on the internet is. Why can't I be that good straight away? So, they're here. Close your eyes. Everybody close your eyes. Trust me. Open your eyes. Magic. They want to be here. And they forget about the years and years and years of practice. They've gone here. They just want to be over here. I told you I'd be running towards you. I love you. Cool. So, I realized that not doing any work myself and showing them these steps was not really fair on them either. And I think as creatives, so everybody here, it's our duty to kind of show all the nuts and bolts, all the stuff that's a bit shit in the background, and not just the shiny end product. So, I committed to stop making excuses, to stop putting barriers in my way, and produce one piece of typographic illustration every day. It was meant to last 3 months. It's 4.5 years, and I'm still doing it every single day. So again, no excuses. Have to do it every day. I do make excuses. Sometimes I'm a bit hungover. And then I ran into this guy, Dr. Ali Binazar. He's a happiness engineer. Best job ever. And he spoke about the Odysseus protocol. And again, this was really interesting. It was about sort of making your environment work for you. So Odysseus was sailing the seas. And he heard about these sirens. And the problem with the sirens are, I'm going to sing to you, sorry. The sirens are like, come into the water, we're gonna have fun. That was their exact song. And people would go into the water and they would kill them, okay? And Odysseus was like, but I've heard they're amazing. I really, really want to listen to this. So what he did was he constructed the environment around him so that he could listen. So it's not a bondage thing that I'm showing you on screen. It's him tied to the mast. He got his sailors to tie him to the mast. He got his sailors to put wax in their ears so they couldn't hear the sirens. He couldn't get off to sort of go into the water. And he sailed through and he listened to the sirens and he got his way. So what I mean by that is, don't put obstructions in your own way and create an environment which is great for you, that you can actually do what you want. I did that by sticking to paper for a long time. Because if I was on my computer, I'd go back onto Facebook, I'd be on Twitter. I used paper and pen and I put everything away from me. And it was great. My brain suddenly cleared out. It was like little meditation spaces. I just spent half an hour every night drawing. Don't do it on the 1st of January. I hate New Year's resolutions. I think they're an awful idea. All you're doing is setting yourself up to fail. You're surrounding yourself with other people who know damn well they're going to have that drink in 2 days. They know damn well they're not going to go jogging for a week. Everybody around you fails you, and so you go, oh, it's all right, I don't have to do it anymore. So set your own standards. Start when you want to start. So as I said, I committed to shipping it every day on Instagram. I put it out there. I said it publicly. People started pulling me up as well. So if I did have a horrendous hangover and I was like, I can't do it today, people were like, where's our illustration? The one at the bottom, I woke up one morning and I'd actually drawn that in the middle of the night. I admit I'd had a couple of drinks. I'm starting to sound a little bit like I drink too much, but I promise I don't. Yeah, it's half empty because I drank it. So, these are the first 4 that I ever drew. Mundane a day. It was meant to be about just embracing just boring stuff that happens in the day, but it's all right. Just making stuff a little bit more important, and in those little moments, like buying 2 bottles of olive oil, half price. Bargain. Yeah, it made me feel happy. I did the drawing. I was like, yeah, I got a well good bargain there. The second day wasn't as mundane because a meteorite hit Russia, so that was a little bit more exciting. But you can see on the 4th day, I'd eaten peas couscous for 4 days, I realized. So it made me realize I'd get into patterns quite easily. So those are the first 4. Then I got into these fancy brush pens, and those are in year 2. At the time, I thought they were brilliant. Going to admit it. Now I look and I'm like, they're so bad, but it's okay. And I put them out there. I met loads of people. Lettering on Instagram, there's loads and loads of people doing it. So again, I had sort of like my virtual friends who were really encouraging and sort of like give you tips and sort of speak to you a lot. So moving into make friends, not contacts. I do not believe in business cards. I hate them, if I'm honest. I will never give you a business card. I'll walk out of here and go, would you like my business card? I won't. Yeah, I believe in serendipity. I believe that if we're meant to meet, we will meet. I also believe in Twitter. If you can't find me, you're not trying hard enough. And if I can't find you, I'm not trying hard enough. There's lots of other ways now to find each other. I don't think you need those business cards, and I think it starts your relationship in a weird way. So make friends with people. Make them want to see you again, not like, oh, I'm going to have to go and network. Heard a great term the other day. It's not working instead of networking. I think there's some events run like that. So I used mundane a day to make friends. I didn't do it consciously. I still don't do it sort of massively consciously. It was only after Krista sort of was speaking to me, actually, that I went, oh, yeah, I do that quite a lot. So I'm just going to step through a few ways that I did it. So creative friends. Like I said, surround yourself with good people. If you surround yourself with people that just eat chips and watch TV, you'll end up just eating chips and watching TV, which is fine if that's what you want to do. If, on the other hand, you want to go out and do amazing stuff and sort of experiment and jump off cliffs or do whatever, surround yourself with those people. I know it seems incredibly obvious, but the amount of people who sort of go, oh, my friends won't do that. Find new friends. Yeah? I'm not saying dump all your old friends, but create new friends. It's good. Have lots of friends. So, creative friends is my mundane a day friends. So these are probably in about the 3rd or 4th year. You can see I've taken a slight step forward. These took probably about the same time, maybe a little bit longer. The Blab one is an event that's run in Manchester. And because I've been firing out loads of stuff for the event and also done a few drawings talking about the event, the main guy, Matt, said, would you draw the poster for it? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. It's exciting. So in the evenings, I drew that. I then met Jenny Theolon because she saw the poster. So Jenny Theolon's based in Stockholm. She came over at the end, was like, I really like the poster. So I was like, thank you. Didn't give her a business card. We had a couple of drinks. It was great. And then later on, I actually ended up, that's me with the bag on the head, doing an event called Bagsy, where you just had to decorate a bag. I ridiculously decided to spend a day with a bag on my head, and my boyfriend had to leave me around, who hated me for the entire day. We went for a meal, and he was like, I hate you. Just turn the bag away from me. Again, the Let's Do It poster is through meeting people, again, through the mundane a day, through drawings, interacting with people on Instagram. This was for Women in Print, which is a Manchester charity. And then we've got the Manchester Moleskin. Again, every time I did these, I met a new group of amazing people, a new group of creatives, because there was lots of people sort of getting into it. So it just built and built and built. I've got some amazing friends now. They're much more talented than me, which is a bit gutting, but they're great. Collaborative friends. So this is Map My MCR. At Hyper Island, the students come from all over the world, and I started drawing a few sort of like, this is a good place to go. And that's the first one, the little one at the bottom, is the first one that I ever drew. And then, as usual, I posted them out, and then a few people went, oh, will you draw the town hall for me? I quite like that. And I was like, yeah, that's fine, I'll draw the town hall. But then I started tweeting out, what do you want me to draw? And started connecting again in a different way. So I got a different way of connecting with people. And it was great. I just ended up drawing this map of Manchester. And then some of the companies came and spoke to me, and they started sort of like putting them up. And again, they posted them out. I met more people. So it was a really, really nice way of sort of interacting. So a few more of them. And I did actually end up doing some stuff for Hackney Council, not Hackney Council, Hackney Literature Festival. In London, which was great. So again, just subtly. This one's the sneaky one. This is why some people don't talk in front of me sometimes. Unconscious collaboration. So storytelling with strangers who remain strangers a lot of the time and don't want to be my friend a lot of the time. I like doing little interventions. I sometimes go into toilets and draw in the toilets so that people look in the mirror and smile. Little happy thoughts around. I quite like leaving, if you're on a train, I doodle on the bags and leave them. That one was like, have you smiled today? I left that on the train. The amount of people that looked and smiled as they went past, even though it was a really packed train and it was a horrible day. But where this went was bus stops and chip shops. So bus stops and chip shops is actually sort of a storytelling vehicle. What I do is I listen to different things. I see how sort of people are dressed, and I sort of bring them together and make stories up. But I'm not going to tell you somebody else's story. I'm going to tell you a story about me. It might be slightly exaggerated, I'm going to admit. On your bike. So my ex-boyfriend, when I was about 15, 16, he was 18, he rode a motorbike. It was all very exciting. He was the coolest boy. And one night, it was cold, he drove me down to the beach. I grew up in Cornwall. And he was being a little bit cold to me. He hadn't really spoken to me. And we walked across the beach. He didn't take my hand as usual. It was blowing a little bit. Sand was on my face. But he walked me down to the water's edge. And the water lapped in and out. And I stood there with one foot in the water and one foot in the cold sand. And he got a stick and he drew. Tony loves Tash. And I was like, oh, I feel so special. And then the water came in and washed away Tash. And he looked at it, dropped the stick, said, "You're dumped." And drove away on his very cool motorbike. So I said I was going to finish on that. Boyfriend said, "Don't finish on that. Your weird stories make people feel really uncomfortable." So what I'm going to finish on is just something that I want you to take away. Take it away in your heads, your hearts, your hands, however you want to feel. Selfies. I've seen quite a few people taking selfies. I even actually took one before. I took one about a year. But millennials, in their lifetime, take more than 25,000 selfies. One selfie takes 7 minutes on average, and you take 9 a week. This adds up to 54 hours per year. 54 hours per year! 70% of our waking life is in front of digital media. 2 years watching commercials. Average employees spend 2 years sitting in meetings and a total of 92 days on the toilet. I'm not suggesting stopping going to the toilet. However, do think about how much time you spend. Your brain can change. There's a thing called neuroplasticity. We used to think that our brains were fixed after a certain age. That was it. It was really fixed. But they're not. We have synapses that go between the two neurons, and as the saying goes, neurons that fire together, wire together. If you spend all day watching Hollyoaks, which you might not know, it's a really shit TV program, really concentrating on how much you hate your coworker, worrying about stressful things, they will get stronger and stronger and stronger. If you do great stuff, meet great people, and have sort of like enjoy life, learn things, they will get stronger and stronger and stronger. The synapses will get stronger. There's little, I like to call them gardeners. There's little gardeners in your brain, and they do synaptic pruning. So basically, if you're stressing and hating people and sort of going, I need to read about Coronation Street, that's what strengthens. And over here, the synaptic pruners are busy pruning away all the good stuff because they think you don't need that anymore. And I know I've spelt lose wrong, by the way. Thank you, Krista. So the one thing I'd like you to do is think about one thing that could enhance your life, that could make your life better, that you can do to get those little neurons firing again. And I promise I'm almost finished. And I don't live for likes, but I like. So like me. Thank you.